Hey folks, welcome back. This is Jay from Jaytalk. Our wonderful 5'6", almost 59, Mr. Nick from the Nick Drop.
Oh my God. I'm still trying to figure out what, how they could say I'm celebrating the second anniversary of my
29 and a half.
29 and a half. There you go. That's what I'm doing. Screw this 59 business. I feel old tonight, man. Shoulders are hurting. Headache.
Dude, come on, man. You got the dad bod going. People love the bald head because they can rub it like Buddha. Come on.
Don't be afraid. Jump right on in there.
Yeah, there you go.
What's going on with you, brother?
Back at work. Finally over COVID, I'm back at work, so it's been an interesting 2 days. But we'll see how everything plays out. It's been kind of interesting. How about you?
I'm back on PTO. Yay! It's my birthday week, so I took the week off.
Good for you. Good for you.
Got all that PTO to burn. When you start working somewhere for 20 plus years, you start getting all that PTO time. And, it's really crappy to say. It's really hard to get rid of like 6, 7, 8 weeks of PTO. But realistically, it's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
I could literally take every Friday off for the rest of the year.
There you go.
Because we only do half days, so it's only 5 hours. So it's easy to do that.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, though.
Well, yeah. 3-day weekends, every weekend.
Yeah,
I can handle it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think there would be a lot of people that would love to trade places with you.
Yes.
So of course, we welcome back Abigail from refreshingly50.com.
Hello, Governor.
How are you?
Boys? I am very well, thank you. I am looking forward to this evening.
Oh, really? Well, this should be interesting.
I have been looking forward to it, yes.
Okay.
I'll tell you all the craziness that's out there.
She was pointing at herself for the PTO time. She wants to have all this PTO time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I was pointing at myself for the craziness that's out there.
Okay, maybe a little both.
We're still going to know all of us, though. There is a little crazy in the room.
There is a little.
So, okay, I'm going to throw out the early term disclaimer, folks. We're going to have fun with this episode. So, if you're afraid of what you may hear, listen at your own risk. We're going to have some fun. And, Abigail's going to be having fun with us, and we welcome her back. So, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I thoroughly enjoyed these hours that we spent together.
What'd you say, Nick?
I can't wait. I love it. Absolutely love it. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I love it. I can't wait.
So, we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, folks. Even after we record the episodes that we share with our fans, afterwards we always unplug, and then me, Nick, and Abigail talk about future episodes. We talk about content, but we also just talk about life, and it's been quite entertaining. Some of the after show stuff has been a lot of fun. I gotta admit.
Let's put it this way: 2 out of the 3 of us are going to become, what do you call a foot doctor? Podiatrist?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
You're going to master the feet thing.
Yeah, you've got to be talking about both of you, because it ain't me.
It's not me. It's definitely not me.
I thought we were all on board with this. Now I feel stupid.
It's all you.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I'm telling you, this feet thing, it's an epidemic. It's almost as bad as COVID, from what Abigail's been telling us, and it's cracking me up.
Oh yeah. So okay, just to give you a heads up, folks, Abigail has decided to come on and join in on the fun of the crazy first dates topic. So we're this is going to be in from a female perspective, so that's going to be a little more interesting, folks. We get to hear something a little different instead of two guys talking about being male chauvinistic. No, I'm just kidding. We're not like that. But
Not
it's,
at all.
it's funny. But it's going to be interesting to hear the kind of woman's point of view. And she's been sharing some information with us, so it's been quite entertaining. We are looking forward to sharing the stories with you, and of course, me and Nick will probably jump in every once in a while and ask a question, make a comment, just to see kind of, you know, it's just going to be fun. I think that's the best way to put it. So, you got your disclaimer. You were warned. Here we go.
Abigail, what's the first story you want to tell?
I think we have to. I think we should save the feet for later. I
I got
really
a
do.
feeling the feet conversation is going to be much longer than just the story, so you're probably right.
Okay, so
Yeah,
so
the feet conversation.
stick around the last part of the show, and we'll talk about feet.
Yeah, all you foot freaks,
Yeah.
just hang out for a while.
It's the #1 fetish on the web as we speak.
What in the hell is wrong with
up.
these people?
Look it up. See, and that's an opinion, though, right?
It is.
If it's majority opinion, then it's obviously not weird anymore. It's mainstream.
So
Okay.
I got to make a comment because one of our fans I talked to today made a really funny comment, and I haven't heard this in such a long time. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and some of them stink more than others.
That's exactly right.
So there you go. There's a shout out to my buddy, who loves the show. And, he's always making funny comments about stuff that we do. Loves the show. So I always like his feedback. It's funny as hell. But
I had never heard the second part of that. The smelly part of that saying. I'd only heard the first part.
Exactly. Yeah. Because, some people's opinions stink worse than others.
That's exactly true.
It's awesome.
There you go.
That is so awesome.
I know, right?
I think we should divulge to your fans, to your fan base, that I have been, not inundating you guys with screenshots from these foot freaks that are out there, but I've stumbled across a few here in your lovely city of Houston, Texas. And man, you have some foot enthusiasts that are out there.
Just
and
remember, we have a lot of implants from several hurricanes over the last 15 years.
So they were blown in?
Yeah, I believe that comment alone.
Unintended.
Exactly.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
I got it.
I was telling we should tell your fans as well that I was telling the guys about this dick pic. We've talked about the one and only that Jay's got floating around out there in the cyberverse. And I received one once. Let's not lie. I've received dozens or hundreds, but I mean, honestly, most of them, they all look the same. But this one in particular was just god awful ugly. And it wasn't face to face with you, if you know what I mean, when you're looking at a dick pic. It was kind of lopped off to the side, and it looked like a lizard. And I'm not kidding, like one of those, what do you call those things? Those dragon lizards.
Kimono.
Yes, it was like one of those, with the rich back kind of.
Wait.
Oh my! It was unbelievable. So of course,
his mouth.
So of course, being a very polite and ethical woman, I immediately sent it out to at least 25 of my closest friends. I was like, what the hell is this thing? And they in turn send it out to 25 of their closest friends, who then sent it out to 25 of their closest friends, and it just exploded. It went everywhere. It was the lizard dick pic from hell. I got it back from a friend of mine in Michigan. she was like, "Can you believe this thing?" And I was like, "Holy shit!"
I started
So
that.
it went full circle. I was like, "Good
Yeah,
Lord,
I
that
don't
is
think
the
there was
ugliest
60 women
penis on
knocking
the
down his
planet."
door, though, based on this response.
Hey, you never know. You never know. If he's sending it
Maybe
out
that's true.
thousands of people, he's going to get a 10% return. I'm just guessing.
Oh my gosh.
That's a valid point, Nick. There's always someone.
Every time, I have never said this before, but I remember one time some lady asked me for a dick pic, and I just found the biggest one I could find on the internet and sent it to her. Of course, it wasn't my color, but I wanted to make it very clear that I'm not sending her the real deal.
Okay. See, that was a
wanted to ask you
disappointment,
guys-
man. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't the size of her dildo. So she was.
There you go.
I'm
Answers
sorry.
that
That was harsh. I'm sorry. Okay.
Hey,
there you go.
no. Truth
There's
is truth.
my.
Truth is truth.
Truth is truth.
So.
What about nudes? Other than dick pics, have you sent nudes?
I have never intentionally sent a nude. By saying that, that's the funny story. I think I might have told you guys offline, but I was living with somebody at the time, and we had just had a crazy night. She got up to go potty, and I ran in the bathroom and took a picture of her sitting there and sent it to her, didn't think nothing of it. Well, there's me in the mirror, butt naked. I mean, like full frontal. That's the only picture that's ever hit. She actually sent it to an old boyfriend of hers up in Dallas. She said, "Oh,
What?
it was an accident." How do you accidentally send,
What?
Yeah.
So that might be out there.
That's out there.
Yeah, that's out there. And by the way, no, I've never done a nude. Yeah, no.
Why?
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 Because if they want to see me nude, they can come over and see me nude.
Oh, come on. Where's the spontaneity? I mean,
I
just
can
like
be all spontaneity in the buff.
In your face. It'd be spontaneous.
Tuesday afternoon, and you just kind of, you think
That's
it's a
what
normal
nooners are
text.
called, isn't it? It's like
I've got lots of videos.
There's logistics involved. What?
I've got lots of videos. I just don't share them.
Oh, no. You can't do that.
No.
No.
It shows off my talent.
I'm not going to touch that. Okay, we're getting off subject here. Okay, let's get back on.
I need to get one of those videos. I want to see. I was just curious because women, they send out pictures left and right? So like that friend or that ex-girlfriend, whatever, the toilet pic, we'll call it forever. And she in turn sends it to a boyfriend because she thinks her hair looks good at that, or maybe she was thinking she was looking kind of skinny there. So she's sending it to people. I mean, there's women are sending these. They are all over everywhere.
I know. I don't know. It seems a little weird to me, I guess. Maybe I'm a little more old-fashioned than some.
Perhaps.
As our fan says, Nick and I are just two nice guys. We're just too nice of a nice guys. He doesn't. It's pretty funny.
Well, you can be a nice guy and still be a freak in the bedroom.
Yeah, yes.
I just want to clarify
but that doesn't mean I have to send nudes. That just means I'm a freak in the bedroom.
Well,
That's true.
Abigail, you hit the nail right on the head. Nice guys for the freak. That's the kind of way we want our women. Classy women in public, slut in bed. That's the way, all men, I don't care who you are.
A lady in the parlor and a whore in the bedroom.
There you go. That's the way it should work. And vice versa. We should too. So.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, as long, like I said before, what two consenting adults do behind closed doors is nobody's business, nobody's whatsoever. But I was just curious if you guys were getting on the bandwagon with the sending the spontaneous nudes, the hey, I'm thinking about you you know, how
Nobody's
you
ever
doing?
messed with him.
Mine would be,
think
hey,
I'm
I'm thinking
finding
about you.
out
Want to come over tonight?
Now, I've FaceTimed and, showed some business, but not,
How do
I've
you
never
know they're
just
not
said,
screenshotting on the
"Look,
other end?
talent. I learned the word talent. You set it at, waist level on wherever and,
Yes,
stand
but that
there.
doesn't mean she's taking a screenshot as you're
No, that's the downfall. So far I haven't seen any, I ain't
floating
been making
pictures.
no money online, no extra phone calls, no laughters, no jokes, no nothing. So, one way or the
60
other.
women knocking on your door.
That could have
I
been,
found
hey,
him.
maybe that was the Bucky's girl. Maybe she recognized you.
She might have. But she looked me in the eye when we talked.
I
If
know.
she was looking at my crotch,
Which
then
eye?
I would. I knew it. This is gonna be a 2-hour show. We hadn't even started telling a story yet. We've been on for 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So okay, you got to tell us a story from your historical data.
Wait, first we have to tell your fans that Jay is recovering from the Bucky's reference. He had to push away from the mic. He's trying to pull himself together out there. Oh, geez.
Buddy.
I think I'm gonna go first with the Mr. I'm not an alcoholic guy.
Oh, there you
Just
go.
because that was my first epic fail, if you will, that I needed to figure stuff out from, just from the fallout of that whole experience.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing, you meet them on Match, and then you text a little bit on site, then you text a little bit off site, and then you move to phone calls, and then they're like, all right, let's get together. I want to see you. I want to see what you look like. I want to see what your smile looks like in person, that kind of thing. So fine. So we agreed we were going to go have lunch on a Saturday. And again, this was way back a million years ago when I didn't know they weren't supposed to pick you up at your house. So I gave him my home address. And so he picked me up, and we go to lunch, and we go to this wings joint, national wings chain kind of place. And, it's 7 minutes away. There's not a lot of chit chat, in between here and there, kind of, how's your day going? That kind of stuff. And so we get into the place, and it's like January, February in North Dakota, in way up North Dakota. So it's 40 below zero outside or something ridiculous. So walking home is not an option. Not an option.
No, that's a nasty place to be kind of stuck with a date. Let's just be honest. So I used to live in Iowa. Yeah, no, that's no way. Okay, okay. That's going to be interesting. Let's listen for more.
So we get inside the place, and this particular wings joint, you kind of walk in, and it takes a minute before you get to like the hostess area. And you can see the bars back there and all the TVs and all that kind of stuff. And then there's kind of like family seating or whatever kind of is over
And
here.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah.
There you go. Ding, 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 ding. So
I have no problem saying
She
it.
said a national chain, Jay.
Yeah, I know. But let's just call it what it is. Come on now.
Yeah. We all
All
knew
right.
it was factories.
Yeah.
So we're at so we're there. And before we even make it to the hostess stand, he's like flagging somebody down for a Moscato, which is a weird choice for a dude in a wings joint, I thought, but to
Right.
each their own, right? And so he's like, "Hey, honey, bring me a Moscato. Just bring it to the table. Find us over there." So we get over there, we get seated, we order, order wings. We're just there's not a lot of chit chat going on. And this Moscato goes down, the first one goes down like a shot, just boop, gone. And immediately arms up, hey, honey, bring me another one. So, the waitress comes back and, pretends that she doesn't know him and pretends that she doesn't know what he wants and, goes and gets the second one. Second one goes down like it's a shot as well. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? What's happening? We haven't even ordered yet.
He's nervous. He thinks you're very attractive and he's nervous.
You're so sweet.
It's
was
lunchtime on a
dumb.
Saturday and he's trying to calm his nerves already, right?
I'm just saying he has anxiety. You never know.
Yeah, I know.
I know that I was nervous at this point. I was like, what the heck
She
is
had
happening?
anxiety about getting home at this point. No, I'm just kidding.
Double scotch on the rocks, please.
Yeah, so basically I had to make a choice. I was like, well, either I'm gonna, jump off the ledge with this guy and just get shit-faced, or I'm gonna see how this goes. And so thankfully I chose B and I was just kind of seeing how this was going to go. But I couldn't help sitting there thinking, holy shit, am I such a disappointment that this guy has just decided to just get shit faced? He's like, she's not what I thought she was going to be, that kind of thing. But I mean, this is someone that I had conversations with. So
Right.
I didn't understand how we were jumping from point A to point G. It was like, wow, how did we get here?
Right.
So, the third glass, the fourth glass, the fifth glass, we did order and I sat there and ate my wings. He didn't touch his food and he was
Really?
just drinking. He was just drinking his Moscato. And so at some point I look at him and I'm like, is it normal for you to drink this much on a first date? And he's like, I've had a really rough week. And, do you have a problem with that? And I'm thinking, yeah, I got a problem with that. And it was almost like it was just perfectly on cue because it was a Saturday. It was, it was cold outside. There was football on TV, and I hear the ref the ref whistle like flag on a play,
Okay.
and I was like, yeah, huge red flag, huge, huge monster.
Now, I think I read this story on your website, and didn't he make a comment about not being an alcoholic?
Not yet.
Oh,
Not yet.
okay.
So we're at like glass 4 or 5.
Oh.
And I ask him, I'm like, what's going on here? And he's like, I had a rough day at work or a rough week at work. And I should mention too that he picked me up in his work truck, as in he was working on Saturday and he was taking his lunch break. So he was getting shit faced and then going to go outside and jump into his work truck. And I was like, wow.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Super
And
red flag right there.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, am I going to have to drive this work truck in this drunk ass, somewhere and drop him off? And then how am I going to get back to my house? So I don't, drinks 5 and 6 show up. And at some point he had tried to like turn around, and you know how they have those high top tables.
Yeah.
Right.
So he had tried to turn around to flag down the waitress again, and he's just like drunk and obnoxious at this point. Hey, honey, just slurring his words and just waving his arms and just as obnoxious as he can be. And he's all the way turned around, and he actually falls out of his chair. But somehow he landed on his feet and landed upright. And you could see like this smile of glee that comes across his face, like, look, I made it. I landed standing up. Like, I meant to do that. Look,
So
Mom,
proud.
no
It's an
hands.
Olympic move. He just landed it. He somersaulted
Right.
off the chair.
He did. He totally did. And it's like, holy crap, what am I gonna do? So
I'm surprised you didn't throw up hands and say, I won the gold. Anyway, go
Right?
ahead.
Yes.
I know. Sorry.
At this point, he orders number 7, and we've been in this place for less than an hour less than an hour,
Yeah.
and he's just completely snockered. And I was like, all right, I've gotta have an escape plan and get out of here. So I went in the ladies' room and called the local taxi company, and I'm telling this dispatcher about this horrendous first date that I'm on, and she's laughing her ass off. She's just like, oh yeah, honey, I get these calls all the time. Don't worry about it. She's like, when I
Jeez.
tell you, you go out out the front door, and the taxi will be there. The cab will be waiting for you. So we're just kind of, I'm on the phone, like talking to one of my old girlfriends in the ladies' room, just kind of, and she's like, well, was he cute? And I'm like, not really. He didn't really look like his pictures. And she's like, just leave his drunk ass there. I mean, so we're having this little conversation. And all of a sudden she's like, yep, go to the door, walk out of the ladies' room and head straight to the door. He'll be right outside the front door as soon as you walk out. I'm like, okay, good enough for me. So I walk out and I can see him. He's now like face down on the table, but he's got his arms stretched out and like his shoulders are all slumped over and he's just kind of down there and he's still got that stupid wine glass in his hand and he's drooling in his never touched French fries. And I'm like, holy hell, just let me get out of here. So I swing way wide and go around the bar and run into our server on the way. And I hand her a 20 and I was like, please, please, please tell this jackass to never, ever call me again. She's like, I'm sorry he did this. She's like, you're not the first one he's done this to.
Oh my God, she knew him.
Yeah, he's a regular. He's in there all the time. And I was like, okay, good lesson to learn. Okay, I'm out of here. And I walked down the door, and the cab was sitting right there, and took me home. And I learned a lot that day. Don't ever let them pick you up. Always have your own mode of escape. You don't want them to know where you live anyway. That's just not smart. And I just wasn't thinking.
Well,
And go ahead.
luckily, he did not come back by.
If he did, he never stopped.
All right, thank God.
Yeah, no, he never. I'd never
He
talked
probably
to him
doesn't
again.
even remember. You know,
Yeah, I think probably, he probably remembers the start, picking me up, but not the end. And I can't I have no idea how this person is employed, how this person is, out there driving around, especially in a company vehicle. And the oil and gas industry in and of itself is very, very stringent as far as, driving records and that kind of thing. So if he's getting that shit faced during a Saturday lunch, he's carrying around a couple DUIs in his back pocket.
he's got a problem. Yes.
Yeah.
I have a company vehicle and I'm in oil and gas, and it's got a GPS. Those guys know when you go over a certain speed, how fast you brake. They know it all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly. So it was that was my first epic fail of a first date.
But I wanted to say this because at the beginning of the date, when he started drinking, Jay, it amazes me, and this is why I started listening to that podcast that women teach men how women think. It's amazing to me what she said in the beginning. She's like, "This guy's drinking so much. What does he not think I'm pretty?" So she immediately started taking on, "It's me is
Yeah.
the reason he's drinking so much." And it's so sad because us men we don't think like that. If
You don't?
no, if it was the other way around and we were out on a date or I was out on a date with a girl and she started slamming beers, all us men would think is we're getting laid tonight.
Well, okay,
Wow.
you say that, but you did have the girl that had 4 DUIs.
Well, yeah.
The Microsoft girl.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yes.
I had 4 DUIs at the time, and the drinking didn't bother me until about halfway through the night. Then it became a problem. And then when she almost got my ass kicked and thrown in jail, that's when it was a real bad problem.
See, so
But I never once said, I don't think she's comfortable with me or am I not I never thought that.
not even
Really?
when she
Never.
sat down with the father and son at the table.
I didn't think it was me at that point. I just knew she was an idiot.
Yeah, okay, well that's fair.
At that point, I'm looking for an exit strategy, but as me being a caregiver, I wasn't just going to walk out of the bar and leave her. She drove there. I drove there. This lady is snockered, slobbering, staggering drunk. There's no way she could drive. And I tried to get her to her car, and I did. And she got in the car and started it up. I'm like, no, get your ass in my truck. I'll take you home. Trust me, I don't care where you live because I will never be coming back.
But I, I
Did you get her
understand.
home?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, she said, stop here. I drove her into a subdivision about 10 minutes away, and she just said, stop here, stop here. So when I stopped, I was at a house. She walked up the driveway, walked between the houses until it got dark because there was street lights. I mean, it was a nice neighborhood lit up. But as soon as she hit the dark section between the two houses, she turned around and leaned up against the wall and stood there. Like, she didn't want me to know that that was not her house. So I just backed up the driveway and left. I don't know if she walked two houses over or across the street. She just didn't want me to know. I never heard from her.
Folks, if you want to hear this story, it was our online dating part 3 with a dose of crazy first date.
Yep.
Yeah, you can hear the whole story. Nick tells the whole thing. It was hilarious. I will not lie.
It was not fun that night.
No, it wasn't. But looking back, it was pretty crazy. You were warned, though.
She got home safe. I got home safe.
Yeah.
Now it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
She would have gotten a DUI and would have spent jail time if that was her 5th.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? 2 in one state and 2 here in Texas or something like that.
Yeah. So I will say that it's interesting you make the comment, and Abby makes the comment about there's the difference. You, Nick, she started to drink. You never once thought she's just not, she's unhappy with me. But Abigail, she's like, okay, he's drinking. What's wrong with me? That's honestly the difference between men and women.
Yes, that's a typical response.
We don't talk about that, and I think that's why I'm glad you came on the show. That's an interesting point.
Yeah, women internalize it automatically. It's what's wrong with me? Why don't you like me? Kind of thing. And that's a great point. I should have been looking at him like, you are one messed up, now I'm not going to get laid. I should have
right.
been.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was, what's wrong with me? What's happening here? I don't understand why this is going south so fast. And it seemed like, he was on a mission. Looking back now, he was on a mission before he picked me up. I was just something that he had to, he had already, made that commitment that he was going to pick me up at certain times. So yeah, then he knew exactly where he was going because it was never discussed. Hey, what do you feel like having for lunch? It was like, oh, I know this great place, or driving there.
Now, see, a lot of people like that. I'm going to pick you up for a date. Where are we going? I don't know. Figure it out. Whatever. Just go. I'm learning that a lot because I'm the one that says, what are you hungry for? Well, I don't know. What are you hungry for? And we play that game, and it gets frustrating.
I hate that game.
And I don't do it anymore.
Can I share a tip?
Yes. Not the tip, a tip.
I promise, just the tip.
Yeah. Nick's looking at the wrong eye again. Get away, sorry.
Looking straight at you.
Okay. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Woo! Get away. Yeah, this one's going to be an explicit episode. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to flag this one. Holy cow.
It's 100% your fault, Jay.
Yeah, it is my fault. I know. So I will share. Nick took a drink as she said that. He almost lost the drink too. That microphone almost got. I know. He almost had to buy a new mic, folks. It's going to get interesting here. So, but I will tell you something I've learned, and it seems to work really well. I will basically give 2 choices. When I go on a date, I will give the girl, and sometimes maybe 3 choices. And what I ask them to do is eliminate one. Okay, here's 3 restaurants I would like to go to. Tell me which one you don't want to go to. Because most of the time, they can tell you what they don't want to eat. They may not tell you what they want to eat, but they can tell you what they don't want to eat. So, and this has actually worked. It's either a 3 choice or a 2 choice. But if I do the 3 choice, I ask them to eliminate one, and then I pick from the last 2. If I do the 2 choice, I tell them, these are the 2 places I want to go. You pick one or the other. Well, I don't care. Okay, then I'm choosing. But the point is I've already stated where we're going, and it allows them to be a little more. So if you say, well, what do you want to eat? I don't care. There's a million restaurants, you know? So for my last first date, I said, I want to go to Saltgrass. Do you have a problem with Saltgrass?
Good choice.
Huh?
Good choice.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I said, I know you like seafood. So if you want to go to seafood, we can go to Papados, or we can go, you know. So I was like, I'm open, but I'm limiting the selections. I want to make it very specific, very 2 things, and that's it. And it actually works for me. I don't know if it works for everyone else, but it's really kind of fun. I actually saw something really hilarious. Somebody came up with an idea for couples, and I don't think it exists right now, but it was a really funny meme. And for some developer out there, this would be a great tool for you. You'd probably make some good money off of it. It's a couples dining app. Okay? So it has a list of restaurants. Husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Swipe left, swipe right on the restaurant, and when you match, that's where you go eat.
Yes, that's
pretty cool.
Excellent.
There's probably one out there. We just can't find it.
Yeah, but that would be fun. But that's fun. It's entertaining, and it adds to the, you know, whatever. So, but yeah, I think it's always better just saying, yeah, I don't care. Let's just go whatever. And people are, you know, wishy-washy like that. It's very hard to make a decision because there's a million restaurants. You have to be more definitive, and I think it's more successful that way.
Yeah. And I think that, and well, I know this to be true for 98, let's say, % of the women. I don't know. I'm pulling this number out of thin air, but 98% of the women want the man to make the choice. They want their input, the woman's input, but they want the man to make the choice. So, you know, there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and when a man is a masculine man, if you will, and makes that choice, women dig it. Women
here's
dig
how
it.
I do it. This is how I learned the hard way, because I was well, what are you hungry for? Well, I don't know. What do you know? I did that. What I learned now is, in the process, knowing that we're going to go out on a first date, I just asked her one simple question: what's your favorite food?
Well, then what do you think? Oh, I don't know. Depends on what I feel like.
Before you even talk about dating, going out, where you're going to meet, any of that, start talking about your favorite food. What do you like? You like Tex-Mex? You like, you know, like grilling out? You like, and then you can get a sense of what they really enjoy, and then you could pick the restaurant accordingly. Because I don't ask anymore. We get to talking about favorite foods and things, you know. I start talking about, man, I'd love to throw a steak on a grill, or, you know, some sausage, or make some boudin, whatever we start talking about. You get in the conversation of talking about what foods you like, and I just don't do sushi. Don't go to sushi bar, you know, that's out. So
that's a deal breaker for me. I'm done. Go away.
No sushi?
I love sushi. If they don't like sushi, I'd be like, bye.
Oh, see, now, okay.
I would take them to sushi and then make them sit there and watch me eat it.
Okay, so
that would be fun.
That would be funny. Nick, I will say this, you know, we need to get together with her once and take her to Masa's.
Yes. Love Masa sushi.
Masa's is actually best sushi in Clear Lake, in my opinion.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's here.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's out there.
Yeah. So, but you know,
you can't go until we all meet. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because they actually
Okay.
have king crab sushi, which is phenomenal. It's real king crab sushi.
Oh
And
my goodness.
they have this one thing called the volcano. It's a tuna roll, but it's covered in crawfish etouffee.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
That's
my goodness.
bomb right there.
yeah.
It is
Yeah.
nothing but awesome.
That's the torture place for me. Dude, I spend too much money when I go there. I really do. And I've
Okay,
been on
so-
a date there.
What?
I actually went on a date there one time, and she was buying, and we spent $50 on sushi between two of us.
It's
And-
nothing.
Huh?
It's nothing.
Not
That's
really.
good.
It's not.
Yeah.
But
Did you give her some? Did you
Huh?
give her some after? She paid for it. Did you give her some?
yeah,
Thank you.
at least
job,
three
Jamie.
times.
Good
She
man.
was actually crazy first date.
No, tell.
She was on our
You have to
episode.
tell it.
She was actually crazy first date girl. She's the one that had been divorced 3 times.
The one that you had to walk up and down the street with?
No.
Oh, okay. Which one? They're so hard to remember. There's
I know.
so many.
Between the three of us, we can't count. We're way over the numbers.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it was crazy. But yeah, no, I will tell you, I like what Nick says about learning about their foods.
Yeah.
Another thing, now I did learn this. This is new to me, but something that I did with a recent person was a this or that game, and
I
it's
like that idea.
this
I
or
love-
that, no explanation. It's like one or the other.
Okay.
You may like both. It's sort of like sushi or pizza. You may like both, but which one do you prefer? And so that was this kind of was interesting. It was a lot of fun. I played that game when we were texting, and then when we got to the phone call section, we had a lot to talk about because we talked about those answers.
Yes.
And so it was very entertaining.
So you're opening up all the doors to all those different topics. That's
Exactly.
brilliant.
Yes, and you can go through, because you're only doing one or the other and you're not explaining it, you're just answering it, you can go through a million things.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So you can
Brilliant.
ask like hands or feet.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we know the
I knew it
answer's
was
feet
coming.
for most of the guys she's meeting.
I'm like a foot magnet on my forehead. Gosh. I don't know what the hell is happening there. That's just crazy.
Okay,
So-
so what's next?
Yeah,
What's
let's
next?
next story. We're having a little too much fun here.
So we haven't talked about Mr. Cornell. I met another guy online, and online, and I think I'm in a rut there. So this guy was an attorney. He actually worked for the state's attorney's office. He was a public defender, but he only worked on certain cases, and we won't even touch on that. But kind of the same thing. It's interesting that all three of us, everybody goes through this same process. You meet, you text on the site, then you text on your phones, then you talk on your phones, then you meet in person. So everybody goes through the same process. So I know at least I'm not a freak in that regard.
It's all standard.
We're all in this together,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately. You guys get married before me, I'm gonna kill you. All right, so state's attorney's office. He was a little bit older than me. He said he was, I want to say 8 years older than me, 6 or 8 years, somewhere in there, older than me, and I was totally okay with that. And he lived in a town that was about 175 miles away.
Oh,
So
wow.
I actually had business over there, and I thought, okay, I will. I have my favorite hotel. I do a lot of business in that town at that time, and so we made arrangements. And I said, I'm going to check in once I get settled. I'll text you. You let me know when you're in the lobby. I'll come downstairs, and we can go to dinner or go hang out or whatever. And so he texts that he's in the lobby, and I go downstairs, and I walk off the elevator into the lobby, and it's this gorgeous lobby. This is in Montana, and just think roaring fireplace, kind of a interior like wood lodge kind of
Oh,
ish,
really cool.
but with marble floors. Just is
Yellowstone.
Yeah, as upscale as you can possibly think, but with that Montana flair. Just beautiful. And right downtown in Billings, Montana, I'm just going to tell you the name of the place is called the Northern, and it's the best freaking hotel in Billings, Montana. So, anyway, I walk off the elevator and I'm kind of doing this number, I'm looking around and I'm like, where the hell is he? He said he was down here, and he had texted that he was wearing a blue sweater. And there was this old man on the other side of the lobby wearing a blue sweater. And I'm like, well, that can't be him. It was him. He had lied about his age. I'm telling you, he looked like Father Time had, grabbed a hold of him and just shook him until
His
all the
picture's
life
pretty
was out of
close
him.
to inaccurate,
Okay,
huh?
okay, I gotta ask the question first. How long ago was this date?
I would say 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. So I'm just trying to get a feel for, we've talked about our age, so I'm just trying to get a feel for. Okay, so finish your story because I'm kind of interested to hear this. This is gonna be kind of crazy.
Yeah. So he looks at me and he can see like the recognition in my eyes and my face. I probably was like, "What the?" that look. And he comes over and he says, "I wanted to lose some weight before we met in person. I'm sorry that I don't look like my photos. I wanted to lose some weight." And all I'm thinking is if you lost weight, you'd look even older. It has nothing to do with the size of you. It has, the extra 100,000 miles on your personal odometer. I'm like, holy crap. This
Yes,
guy.
she said that, folks. She said,
I had to throw the laugh in there and I hit the wrong damn button.
"Oh my god, that was bad. That was great." Okay. Let's let her finish. That was good. You articulated that perfect. I got to tell you, that was beautiful.
Well, thank you. So we go to the restaurant. He says to me, he goes, "Have dinner with me," because I'm standing there in the lobby. Now, think about it. I've got a room upstairs and I can just turn around, go upstairs and order room service. And he probably saw that, chilling through my brain at the same time. And he's like, "Just have dinner with me. What can it hurt? At least we don't, neither one of us has to eat dinner alone tonight." I'm like, shit. Okay. So we go. And in downtown Billings, there are restaurants pretty much on every corner, just like every little town. And so we walk one block from the hotel to the restaurant. And I am telling you, slowest walk ever.
He didn't pull his cane out? His walker?
Slowest walk ever. So we finally get there. It takes a month of Sundays, and we get to the restaurant and get seated. And I'm like, yeah, it's bourbon time. Let's have a couple drinks. So
She's not an alcoholic, folks, but after that experience, she had to have a drink.
That's
right.
right.
So this guy, I should mention, in these conversations that led up to this personal meet and greet, if you will, he was very, very, very forthcoming with the fact that he went to Cornell University. In fact, he would work it into every single sentence. If you brought up, "Oh, wow, I'm a fan of golf," he'd be like, "Well, there's a lot of golfers that graduated from Cornell." Well, this flower arrangement is gorgeous. Nothing like the flowers that you would see in Cornell's campus.
College dropping.
Do you know
Oh, MG.
foot fetish college in the world is Cornell?
I did not know that.
I don't
did
think that's
not.
true, but I think
It's not. I'm just gonna throw this foot thing in for the whole show. That's
yeah,
all.
there you go. Exactly.
So we get to the restaurant and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll have a double makers on the rocks, please." And he immediately starts with, "This restaurant reminds me of Cornell," and his other little point that he liked to revisit nonstop was how much his ex had, pardon my French, screwed him over. You know, she just destroyed me financially. She destroyed me emotionally. She destroyed everything, my trust. She destroyed this. She destroyed that. Blah, 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 blah. So he had two talking points. And all of it was, just a solid chorus of him singing this me song. It was just me all the time.
It was either
And
Cornell or the ex.
Yeah.
Cornell or the ex. Occasionally, he would throw in there the fact that he has to financially support his mother and he spends every single night at his mother's house. Now, you would think that any one of these three would be a monster red flag
Right.
for me. And I don't know what it was about it. A million years ago, I worked within our judicial system. Maybe I had, I felt like there was some sort of connection there. I don't know. But maybe I was just desperate and lonely and wanted to, go have dinner with a man. I mean, who knows? So we sit down and we have dinner. And the only thing that I can tell you about dinner is that it was beef stroganoff and it was freaking delicious.
Wow.
Everything else was I just totally tuned him out. He was just sitting over there, blah, 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 blah. Cornell this, ex-wife that. I didn't care. I didn't care. I didn't get drunk. I had a drink with dinner. And then I was like, all right, I'm ready to go back to my hotel. I'm going to get in my pajamas. I'm going to watch TV and I'm going to get ready for my meeting in the morning. So we finally get done with dinner and I noticed that he had tipped like $10 on like $160 bill, and I was like, oh shit. So I slid a couple 20s like underneath my bread plate, for our server to make sure that she was taken care of. And I was worried that he was going to see me do it. And then I remember thinking, why are you worried about it? Dude's probably got cataracts. He can't see what you're doing anyway.
I gotta ask, how old was the guy really? Did you ever find out?
I don't know.
Oh,
But we walked back to the hotel, and I am telling you, turtles on Valium walked faster. It was ridiculous. Walked back to the hotel, and I was like, okay, thank you for dinner. And he's like, yeah. And I just looked at him and I said, I thank you for dinner. I'm happy to reimburse you if you feel that I need to do so. But, this is not happening. This is just not going to happen. And he, at one point, I want to say that he had tried to kiss me. Like he had and I was like ducking father time, like, no,
ducking father time.
it's not happening.
That's the name of the blog. Should be Ducking Father Time.
Exactly. There you go.
That's a great title for that.
Yeah,
blog.
the epic fail, ducking father time.
Right. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, he gets mad and he starts yelling at me. And again, we're in this beautiful lobby and he starts yelling at me like, you were supposed to give me more time. I was supposed to be able to lose weight. Not once did he ever mention his age, the fact that he had lied about his age.
Right.
And he starts to cry. And I'm talking like real tears, like spilling down and splashing onto his shirt. And it was embarrassing. And I'm looking around and he's screaming and he starts to look around. And so he gets really upset too. And I walk over and hit the button for the elevator, call the elevator. Of course, it's like up on the 8th floor or something ridiculous. I have to stand there and wait. And it finally shows up and he's still yelling and screaming and just not happy and crying. And the elevator doors open and I walk onto the elevator and I turn and I press the button for my floor, and as the doors are closing I look him right in the face and I go, what school did I graduate from? And I can see immediately this instant recognition that he had no idea because he had never asked me anything about me.
Yep.
And the doors closed and I went upstairs, got my pajamas, and I think I probably ordered room service for dessert. It was, that was it. It was not a good one. It's never good when the senior citizen dropout, starts crying in the lobby.
God.
wow, crying and yelling on a first date, that's not. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I know.
Can I?
Can never
I can
imagine I
pick
would
'em.
ever do something like that.
I'm telling you, Nick, I can pick them.
I'm
I just, wow.
Our pickers are definitely broke, and that's picker,
Yeah,
not
P-I-C-K, people.
yes. Let's clarify. We got to clarify
Not
that
what I
again.
heard.
Our pecker's not broken. She almost spit that drink right out of her nose.
Yeah. That was payback for earlier.
Oh my goodness.
Sad.
Okay,
mean-
so there's 2 stories from the blog.
True story.
Yes. Okay, before you had a recent first date that you told us
I never
about.
even made it. I never even made it.
I know. So this is a quick story before we get on to the foot thing. I
So-
thought it was funny, and I just want you to share just a little bit about the never happened.
I'm wondering if I'm getting too jaded at this point though, because I was just like, "Meh, done." All right, so same thing. We go through the same thing, except it was a Bumble. It was a Bumble guy. Remember, you explained Bumble to me, and
Right.
oh, you got to get on Bumble. So I tried it. Mm. And we go through the whole process, and we are gonna meet. We were gonna meet for dinner. It was last weekend. I don't know. Anyway, I won't say when. I don't want to call anybody out accidentally. So we were gonna meet for dinner, and I'm actually driving to the restaurant. He's already at the restaurant, and my phone rings, and he's yelling at me. This place is too busy. It's ridiculous. There's so many people in here. This is never going to work. And I'm like, okay, well, do you want to go somewhere else? I can meet you somewhere else. I'm not there yet. No, this is never going to work. Blah, blah, blah. He's just upset, and not upset. He's irate. I mean, just genuinely, anger management. And I was just like, holy smokes. So, I just said, yeah, no, I'm not coming. And I hung up the phone and turned my car around and went back to the place where I live. It's like, oh, I'm out. I'm out.
The box on the way home, I guess. That's the way it's going to be.
Yeah. And unmatched and blocked and did all that stuff on the phone that you have to do afterwards. And
Oh my gosh. See,
Yeah.
the crazy of the never happens is just as real, folks. It's crazy out there.
And it's so simple to go, yeah, this place is a little busy. And that's happened to me on a first date recently in the last 4 or 5 months. The first place we went to, we walked in there and it was a sports bar, and it was very loud and we couldn't hear one another. And we just both looked at each other, and I said, I really want us to talk. This doesn't seem, and she's like, I know a place. And it was in like a strip deal, and there was a little lake behind it and stuff like that. So we just walked over to another restaurant, and it was that simple. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's not
hear
hard
you.
to fix.
No.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world. I
How
don't.
you handle it. I mean, he should have waited till you got there and said, I really want to get to know you and hear some of your stories and hear about you. I'm not going to be able to do it here. Can we go somewhere else? That's simple.
However, what he actually did was showed me his whole hand. He showed me exactly that he didn't deal with stress well. He had anger issues, and he was not a think on the fly kind of guy. Like it wasn't like a pivot and okay, let's adjust, adapt, and overcome kind of guy. He was just like, this is the end of the world. Oh my gosh! And I was like, no, you're
Good
not.
thing he did show that early.
Yeah,
That could have been
yeah.
ugly
3
later.
steps. Yeah.
That could have been really ugly. That reminds me. So a friend of mine, um, who is in law enforcement in Alabama, asked me to ask you guys what you think about the evolution of dating compared to, when we were teenagers or even in high school, college, when you met someone, there was no social media. There was none of that factored in. There were no cell phones. You had to actually, if you wanted to see somebody, you had to make some effort.
Yes.
You had to get in your car and go over there.
Yeah.
um,
That's we didn't have nudes back then. Anyway, sorry.
the evolution of dating.
I know, I'm
He
teasing.
wanted me to ask you what you guys think about that, like from the male perspective, the evolution, when you throw in the social media aspect and the stalking. You can immediately start stalking someone on social media if you have
Absolutely.
their phone number or their name, and it's like, huh, I don't know, but I'll ask them. We'll
I
see what
actually
they
had
say.
somebody do that had a friend that was in the police force or FBI or something like that, and they tracked me down and they said that I had a lot of Google hits that were porn sites, that were Japanese porn and things like that that associated with my name. And I started laughing, and she's like, and this is before we met. And I started laughing, and she's like, "Why do you think that's funny?" I'm like, because you obviously are not doing this right at all. Because if you type in my name exactly right in Google, it's going to get a million hits. Because there's a guy in England that his name is Nick O'Donohoe, spells it exactly like I do, and he writes Hobbit books. And she says, "Well, I didn't see any of that." I said, "Well, then you spell the name wrong, or you don't know what the hell you're doing." Because
And bye.
yeah, I was stupid enough to go out with her for a couple months.
Mm.
That's the one that when I was leaving her house, she stood in the back of the truck and she wouldn't let me back out of the driveway. And
Oh,
yeah,
that
that was her.
one. Oh,
That was,
Crazy.
okay.
that was.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
He called me after that one. Oh, that was how bad it was.
Yes.
Yes.
An hour and 15-minute drive. I'm like, and it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, Jay, you're not going to believe this.
All right, girls.
So okay.
Oh, that's
Oh, the
awesome.
laughing's getting me to cough. I'm sorry about that, folks. I don't mean to cough in your ears. Oh my God. Okay, so to answer your question, the evolution of foot fetishes. Anyway,
Oh, Lee.
So it all started one day when she tripped and her foot fell in his mouth and he liked it.
I am just teasing. I couldn't pass that one up, man. So the
It's really funny,
evolution
though, 'cause
of dating.
that's what we did. It just made me think about high school. People would have parties. I lived on Galveston Island, so we would have parties on the beach, and hundreds of people would show up, and that was our social media.
Yeah,
In
that's how
small
you met
towns,
people.
everybody gathered in a grocery store parking lot at night. Grocery store's closed. What do? You go hang out at the parking lot with all your friends.
Yeah,
Yep.
there were
Right.
700 people in my graduating class. I had plenty to choose from. Plenty to choose from.
Wow. Yeah, we hung out in a pizza parlor parking lot kind of place, and everybody cruised Main Street, and then you'd kind of do your loop there and figure out where the parties were going to be. It was,
The
it
police
was
would show up and disperse us all, and we already had
yes.
a spot. Everybody, we're going here.
Yep.
So I will tell
Yeah.
you, a younger age, a lot of my dating was from work.
What?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say family reunion.
No.
Ouch.
I have family in Louisiana, but I'm not from Louisiana. So let's watch it there, okay?
Where did that come from?
But it's funny that you say that. I've heard that expression numerous times about people in Galveston. Anyway, no, it's good. It's a small island,
Just a little bit.
No, but seriously, no. I will tell you, and you'll appreciate this, Nick, because you can relate. I worked 7 years at Six Flags Astroworld.
Yep.
Oh.
Big place, a lot of people coming in and out working, different departments. So you could meet a ton of people at like what they call employee parties. They would have, after the park would close, they would open up a certain section of the park just for employees to come and enjoy the rides or enjoy the, and so you would literally, and there'd be food there. So, there's like hundreds of people there that you could literally meet and just, you whatever, friends are introducing you to new people, and, you can meet all kinds of, I actually got in trouble because I got a nickname of Casanova while I was there. So.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. Wasn't one of my, no, it was actually one of my better days, but So I wasn't a good kid. Let's just put it to you like that. So, but it was great. I'll be honest with you, because you got to meet, and everybody came out and just hung out and had fun. And you got to meet people that you wouldn't normally meet. This day, at our age, where did we do it?
That is the $1 million question. I mean, if you could come up with that, stop it. You shut up.
What are you saying?
You shut.
Everything in this world now is disposable.
He said we're disposable.
Well, I mean, us as a whole, human being wise, in the dating realm, that's the way it is. We're going to go through hundreds of different people now because there's hundreds of different choices.
Yes.
I mean, nobody talked about red flags 30 years ago. You dealt with them.
No, and
hey, I like this girl. She likes me. We're going to deal with our drama.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. But, marriage is disposable, it seems like, more lately, too.
It's.
So the commitment that whole scene is like, yeah, okay.
I could do a whole podcast on the definition of marriage, which we have destroyed nowadays.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroyed. But yeah.
So the evolution that you see, it's not necessarily a good thing?
I don't see it as a good thing, no. It's too hard nowadays. You have to go through these things.
I will say, like, I go to Renfest and I people watch.
Festival?
Huh?
Renaissance Festival?
Renaissance Festival, yes. And I watch people. And, I say hello to people and g'day, my lady, and g'day, my lord, and all the fun stuff. And, you kind of just try to interact, but everybody's so wrapped up in their own little group that nobody really actually interacts like we used to.
Right.
They really, online dating is honestly anymore the only way you're going to meet someone. And, I generally practice a rule is I don't date people I work with, because it's a little more smaller environment now. So if something goes bad, that's an awkward situation.
Right.
So whenever I did it at Six Flags Astroworld, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Nick, we know.
Goodness.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. You guys understand so that's the challenge is we don't have that place that we can go to, and none of us live in a senior home to where we can meet other seniors. So,
I mean, in your 20s, you go to the bars and you go to the clubs and you do all that.
Yeah.
Right? You'll run into somebody you met and you might have danced with if it's a country bar one time, and then all of a sudden she's back there with your friends. You go, hey, and you might dance with her again. Next thing you know, you met her sixth friend.
Yeah.
And that's how we used to do it. And people still do it like that this day and age. But when we get to our age, we don't want to go to I'm a day drinker. My ass is in bed by 7, 8 o'clock on a Friday night, 9 if I'm pushing it. I ain't staying up all night till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I did all that already. Doing shots and all that. And I'm tired of doing all that.
And for me, it's a little different. For me, I still have a 12-year-old at home. Most of the women that are my age want a guy whose kids are moved on or living with the mom, because they want someone that will travel with them.
And isn't that funny? All I find are women with kids. even in their late 40s, early 50s. The last one I dated has an 18-year-old that's bipolar, and she lived at home.
Interesting.
She was a handful.
Now, I will say
You're talking about the mother, not the daughter.
No, the daughter was a handful.
Oh.
Yeah, I will say that there are women who appreciate a guy who has custody of his kid. A lot of women will appreciate that, but that doesn't mean that they're looking to date someone like that. They want a guy that can take them on road trips, that can take them to the hill country, that can look at Nick. Nick's like, hello.
Ready to go to Bandera right now. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. See, he actually, and he's looking for a woman that's like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, and that would be great. But I still have a 12-year-old at home. So the challenge is I have custody of that kid. And he's, unfortunately to all the rest of these women, he's more important in my life. That's my boy. I mean, so if you want to be part of my life, you need to accept him as part of my life.
Right.
Now, I see a lot of men online that write in their profiles. They actually write in there. They say, I've raised my kids. I basically put myself on a shelf and raised my kids, and now I'm ready to, just to start dating again, because that was their number one focus while they were raising, teenagers, and to get them on their way, kind of thing, and they didn't date at all. But let me ask you this, Jay. I don't know officially how old you are, and I don't want to know.
Oh,
But
no, I'm going to say it. He just threw me under the bus with my birthday, so yeah, I'm going to say it.
But I mean, aren't you dating women that are in their 40s? Because men typically date, there's like that 10-year swing, especially 10 to 15 years younger than them.
38 to 48.
There you go. So wouldn't those women also have children in the same age range?
Surprisingly, most of the women that meet my filters do not, which is really odd. Yes, we know. I'll say it 50. We're all refreshingly 50 plus here. Okay, is that better? Is that better, man? Are you happy now?
I wasn't going to say it on air.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not ashamed. I've got the salt and pepper going.
Yeah, see, that pisses me off. I don't have no pepper. Just all salt.
God love you, Nick.
At least you're not salty.
Exactly.
Well.
Well.
Just walked into that.
Well.
But it's funny you say that. Nick makes a valid point. You make a valid point about the women. You would think that, they would have kids, but most of their kids are literally 17, 18 years old, first year of college style. So they're really, truly looking for a guy that can go to the hill country, spend the weekend, and it's.
We know a guy.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. But I know 40-year-old women that want that.
See, go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say, and the other problem I run into is you have a lot of late bloomers. And what I call late bloomers are, they partied for the first 40 years. And now they want a kid.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we talked about that. Remember on the one, was it the axe throwing event? I know it was the sword event where it was 3 girls there. They were all 37 years old. And they were all looking for a guy, but they were all looking to have children.
Yeah.
At 37. They've never had a child before, and they're looking to have a child. And I'm like, yeah, you're pretty and all, but no. I'm not looking to restart at 50.
I had my last one when I was 40. He just turned 19.
Yeah, but not at 50.
I can do that.
No.
I can't have kids. Jay can.
Yeah, and I'm pretty fertile. I had 4 kids. I'm pretty fertile. Like,
Yeah. He's gonna walk down past you in the hallway and get you pregnant.
whatever.
So I wrote one of the epic dating fails on the blog about this guy, the negative Nelson guy, and he I don't remember. I was 48, 47, somewhere in there, and he was 54, let's say. There was that was the swing there.
Yeah.
And he had like a 3 or a 4-year-old.
What?
But he had 5 kids altogether, but he had the 3 or a 4-year-old was the youngest. And I was like, oh my gosh, you don't have to marry every woman that sleeps with you, number one. And number two, you don't have to have kids with every woman that sleeps with you. I'm like, you're going to be paying child support and alimony. He had like 4 ex-wives.
Oh,
You're going to
no.
be paying child support and alimony until the day you die. Holy smokes.
He
I
had
worked
three
with a
red
guy
flags right off
who-
the get-go.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Bye.
The first ex-wife, we'll give you a pass. The 3 next, yeah.
Jay and I worked with a guy who has 13 kids.
Get
by
out of here.
6 different women.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Wow, he needs cable television.
Need something.
Holy
something.
smokes.
Something.
Get off her.
Have you figured out how that happens? Fix that.
I know, right?
Goodness.
You would have figured
Yeah.
you'd have figured it out after the second or the third girl, but from 6 different,
6 different women.
yeah.
Wow.
Imagine what that family reunion was all about.
I'm touching that one.
One of the kids' birthday parties. All 13 kids are there, and they invite all their mothers. Can you imagine what
No.
chaos that party would have been?
No.
It would have been
no,
awesome to be
no.
a fly on the wall at something like that.
Mm-mm.
I do know that a couple of those parties, police were called, that kind of thing. There were a few arrests made.
Few arrests were made.
Arrests were made.
Yowza.
Yeah. So,
Just-
did we answer
was-
your question for your friend?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, evolution of dating, bad. Social media, okay tool if you want to check someone out. Really, I mean, as far as where we are right now in 2022, the way that we met people 30 years ago is 40 years ago is, it's not happening now. It's just that is gone.
They
'Cause
have some places like, what was that one we talked about?
Events and Adventures?
Thank you. Events and Adventures, where you actually go to, there's 30 different programs during the month, and you choose to go. Like Match has the wine tasting thing, and Match right now actually has a bowling outing that's going on right now, and a sushi making party, things like that, right?
Nick's
I don't know
alarm's
how-
going off, folk. It's
Yeah.
telling him he's supposed to be at the Match event. He forgot to go tonight.
But no, I mean,
Or it was a
those are-
text
they're-
from his
they're
next date. I
trying
don't know
to
which.
make it where you meet. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean, man.
So
Yeah.
those kind of things I get, but the way it is, it's so disposable. It's so disposable. Because I know my thought process right now and the way things are going, I can run through 100 different women on a site in a week, right? What I mean is, how many swipes can you possibly make in a day?
Oh, yeah. He's talking about
Oh.
profiles, left, right,
Talking about
depending on you
profile.
like, you
Right,
don't
right,
like.
right.
Right.
I can go through hundreds a day.
Right.
I mean, I've gone through Bumble so many that it says, okay, you're done. We don't have any more for you.
Holy smokes.
Because I random my area down to 25 miles. I shorten my age range, that kind of thing. Yep, we've run
Okay.
out of people. If you want to expand your parameters, then yeah, you can continue on. So yeah, but yeah, you can go through it.
And the challenge there is, and the reason why the current dating environment is a lot more challenging is at our age, we're all set in our ways, and we've already experienced something: marriage, long relationships, kids. When we pick the next one, we want it to be the one that ends our life.
Suffering.
Yeah, suffering. Exactly.
One of you says ends our lives, the other one says ends
Says
our suffering.
Exactly. But online dating can be suffering. So, let's just be honest based on the stories we heard today.
It is.
Yeah.
10
It
years
is.
course. I've been doing this for 10 years. And, I'm literally to the point now where I just want to hang out with somebody. So went back to an old girlfriend, and dealing with it.
I read this profile this guy wrote on his profile. All I want to do is go have some drinks, and then I want to go to a crowded place and talk smack about people behind their back. And I was like, yes, that would be awesome. People watch and kind of make up stories as they're walking by, like what their scenario is. You really don't know, but you just kind of wing it. And I was like, yes, that would be fun. Best first date I ever had from a guy that I met online, found out later that he was married and he was a son of a bitch. But the best first date was we met at a park. I had my two little dogs with me, and the place that I walked all the time with the dogs. And when he got out of his truck, I got out of my car. He had two little like squeaky toys for each of the dogs. So like put the dogs first kind of thing. We Yeah, we walked, we talked, we laughed, we had a great time. It was one of the best first online dates that I ever had.
Yeah. Well, it's because he had a wife. He knew how to treat a lady. So, it's. Sorry, just saying.
I hope his wife cut it off. Gosh, I feel sorry for her now. I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. Once I found out, I was like, done. But
I'm so proud
yeah,
about that because that is a huge pain for me. Cheating, I don't, never, Jay and I have talked about that multiple times. Cheating, forget it. If you have the aptitude to do that even a little bit, even emotionally, I'm done. I'm done.
I agree. And I just kind of go, why are you still married to this person? Let that person go so they can find somebody that, is going to respect them and love them and only them. But I don't understand them. I don't,
It's
yeah.
cheaper to keep her.
Ah,
Cheaper to keep her.
Yeah.
I am living proof of that.
I'm not going to touch that
yeah, I
one.
was,
So,
yeah, I was,
but yeah, no, it's we're running a little long here, folks. Hope you still enjoy the episode, but we had some good discussions today.
We did not enough. We barely scratched the surface of Abigail's stories. We need to get more into that.
Well, here's the whole thing. She's coming back on
5 more times. Suckered you right into that one.
Yeah, here you go. So we'll have to talk to Abigail on that one. Yeah, Nick's like, yep. So no, we're gonna have her on again. We're gonna have her on for a couple more episodes, and we may bring her back on as a regular guest. So, you guys, you let us know. Give us some feedback. Nick wants to hear from you.
Always want to hear from everybody.
Yes.
Good, bad, ugly.
Give us some feedback. You know, if you got some feedback for Abigail, share it with us too.
Yeah. If it's
Yeah.
bad, we won't tell her. No, I'm kidding.
They won't tell me.
Well, what they really meant was.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be like, what? No, I will cry. No, I'm kidding.
So
I can take it.
Yeah, we look forward to the feedback. Of course, follow, share our podcast. We're going to have some more fun. Next week, we're going to do one of my fun episodes, Would You Rather, Dating Edition, Female Perspective. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. So we're going to get together offline and make sure we have our questions in line, and we're going to share some fun with you guys. So we hope you enjoy it too. I don't have anything else to share with you guys. Abigail?
I think we should combine Would You Rather with This or That and see what shakes out. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much, you guys.
Not a bad idea.
No, it's not a bad idea. Okay. Nick, anything you want to share with the fans?
Oh, buddy, it was a great show. I love the both of you. I hope to do more of them because this is my favorite topic. This is my favorite topic.
And we never did even we didn't get a chance to dive into the foot fetish. We'll have to follow that one up.
That's why I said 5 more episodes because we need to do one whole one on the foot fetish and the BDSM, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Those two.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, folks.
Those two. I love
was
you
a
both.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.